Hello and welcome to Melting Core. On tonight's episode, we discuss the results of several events that occurred in the beginning months of 2025, and then discuss upcoming events such as Combo Breaker this weekend. First, the results. The first major event of the year is Frosty Faustings out in Lombard, Illinois. 85 players traveled out in the middle of the winter season to see who would win it all. With the previous year's winner, Aaron, unable to attend, the crown was open for all comers. The bracket would become a bloodbath, as the only way out of pools was to make top 8. As the blood settled, the final 8 converged. A particular note was Shinoa, a West Coast online player who made their first major offline appearance at the event. After dropping to Scrot Vermilion in winter semis, he clawed through losers top 8, defeating Nega Reaper, Maiden Heaven, and winning the runback against Scrot to make it to grand finals. The Alco player then had to face off against Kikoho, who could not be on a better run. On the path to grands, Kikoho knocked down Gumi and Nega Reaper in pools, before defeating Arkma in winter semis 2-1. In Winners Finals, he narrowly defeated Scrot Vermilion 3-2, paying him back for Combo Breaker 2024. With only Shinoa left in his path, the Wark player managed to create several opportunities to shut Shinoa out in Grands with a 3-0, keeping the Frosty Faustings crown in Connecticut once more, and Kikoho his first major victory.
Look at it! 17 champion for Melty Blood Type Lumina.
Don't make me emotional. Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. You earned it.
2 weeks after Frosty Faustings, Europe held their annual winter event, Outplay 2025, in Vienna, Austria. Players from across the continent traveled out to not just duke it out amongst themselves, but to also weather the storm of 2 North American players in attendance. From the east coast of the United States, JCOM and Arkma Muddy Kips were staking their claim to the European crown, with anyone's guess as to who the winner would be. Both American players faced stiff resistance, but managed to make top 8 on the winner's side. However, they would be blocked from winners finals, as Tintan from the United Kingdom and Magic Rider from France would stop Arkma and JCOM respectively, and send them to the losers bracket. In winners finals, Magic Rider would decisively send Tintan to losers, as he waited for his final opponent. That opponent ended up being Arkma, who would move past Nahim, JCOM, and Tintan on the runback with the CL-PCL duo. In Grands, it was anyone's guess, as Arkma forced a switch from Magic Rider off of Mario to Roa. However, the Vampire would prove to be the final answer, sending Arkma home and securing the outplayed victory to Magic Rider and Europe.
Again! This should be enough, and with that, Magic Rider from Ben Weeson at defense home turf, he is going to be your Melty Blood Type Lumina champion!
Splashback 2025 saw a gaggle of West Coast players make it out for Type Lumina's side event. Notable players in attendance were Phantom, Chester, Roger with a W, and Shinoa. This West Coast classic would see Shinoa sent home early, unable to handle the combined pressure of Chester and Roger, but neither player could overcome the final boss of Phantom, who clinched out a close 3-2 victory against Chester in Winners Finals, and clawed a victory in Game 10 Grand Finals versus Roger. A good showing from all involved, and we'll have to see more from the West Coast in the coming months.
And that was Phantom's tournament. Streamer wins. Streamer.
Tampa Never Sleeps hosts some of the biggest net play brackets for several large fighting games, as well as a rotating event each week. On May the 4th, they hosted the largest Melty Blood Type Lumina online event since the game's launch, with over 100 players duking it out for supremacy on the big virtual stage. The final 3 would be JCOM, fresh off a break, Shinoa, who is continuing to show dominance on the Alco, and the winner, Kikoho, adding another large tournament win to his belt. We'll have to wait for whenever Online Lumina receives another chance on the TNS stage, but for the game's first time, it was a grand showing. The conclusion of the T5 series' second season, the beginner and intermediate 2v2 event hosted by Winty Dunno and Scrot Vermilion, concluded this last weekend, with Team Vivian defeating Team Medusa in the finals. A total of 8 teams of 2 partook in this event, with a coach assigned to each team, so congratulations to everyone who participated, and we'll have to see how Season 3 develops. It is the 10th year anniversary of Combo Breaker, and Melty Blood Type Lumina finds itself as a main game yet again. 96 players make their way to the state of Illinois for the second event in the Midwest. Many top players are in attendance, with 4 pools on Saturday being culled to a top 24 and later top 8 on Sunday. Killers in attendance such as Aaron, Kikoho, Scrot Vermilion, and Shinoa are players who have been within that top 2 space in many brackets on and offline and are looking to add another win to that list. Lying in wait are many active players from across North America, but I don't want to make it a whole list. From online favorites to beginner and intermediate players from the T5 series, and the potential of offline dark horses, How this bracket shakes out will be anyone's guess, but if you would like to see the action unfold, Top 24 and Top 8 will be streamed on Sunday on twitch.tv/funkyp. The NA Lumina League is a new event hosted jointly by That Kerbo and Luffy, building off Luffy's prior work in the EU scene with a similar league. With a set amount of sets to be played per week, every player is striving for consistency by gaining as many points as possible through game wins by the end of the season. Top players such as Kikoho, Medusa, Fushi, and Drachme are just some of those in attendance, and they all fight for the grand prize of a plushie. Streams for this event will be streamed alternatively on both Tourney Runners' Twitch channels, so be sure to follow them both, twitch.tv/thatkerbo1 and Luffy9_6 to catch the action live. CEO 2025 has Type Lumina as a side event, and as the TO for the event, I cannot stress this enough, if you are attending the event or are in the Florida area during the weekend, to please sign up as soon as possible. I don't want to have to spend the entire hour after registration closes to seed the bracket just before bracket. CEO's back in Orlando as well, so we should break it in with some good old Melty Blood. If you just want to attend for side events, all you'll need is a spectator pass and to sign up with the Side Event Start GG page, with a link to that being in the description. The final event to discuss this evening is Toryukin in Toronto, Canada. Canada has its fair share of Lumina players, and this special occasion occurs in the summer month of July. The event only recently opened up registration, so if you are looking to make the trip out, be sure to sign up. I heard they got a mudkip up there or something. And that's all the time we have for tonight's program. How did the first brackets of the year seem for you? What are you most excited about this coming summer? Be sure to say your piece in the comment section below. Until next time, this has been Arkma, here on Melting Core.